Hello and welcome to another Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion. So today we're carrying on with questing around Thorenhad and the Trollshaws, and today we are slightly southeast of it. So here's Thorenhad over here, we're just southeast of that in the Breeding Gorges, and we're going to go do the Wolf Den quest. So we're just literally right next to the road, which is there, and we're going to go south down into this small valley. Taters! Ooh, platinum, I'll have that. So this small valley has two different ways that you can go, and I'll show you when we get to the fork. Once I've picked up all the tasty craft nodes as well. So at the bottom of this valley we can either turn left, which will take us technically rightwards on the map, but it will take us down towards the river and along a path along the mountainside over there. Or we can turn right here, and that will take us into the wolf den itself. So if you're ever trying to do the oh hello, it appears that you have found the wolves den. You feel a chill as though a great evil is present here. You should press further into the den. So we'll kill a few of these guys. But if you ever need to do the wolf slayer deed in the Trollshaws, then this is pretty much the best place to do it. It's not a huge amount of wolves, they don't necessarily respawn too fast, but it's the highest concentration you're going to get in the region. So once I've just killed these guys, I will show you what it gets. I think it's discipline off the top of my head. Let's see if I'm right. And set rewards. Not really paying attention to what it's doing, and yeah, it's going to be discipline. How many do you need? 120 for the normal, which means 240 for the advanced, so it's going to be quite a few to kill. It's not necessarily a fast deed, this one. So we don't technically need to fight any of these wolves, so we can probably afford to sneak past most of them if we can. It's that age-old classic of if you try and go through the middle of two of them, instead of pulling neither of them, you will pull both of them, and including a stealth one apparently that was somehow lurking around as well. What does that quest text say? The wolves have uncharacteristically left nearly whole carcasses scattered around their den. Something is terribly wrong here. Yeah, we're going in there and there's loads of wolves and they're currently kicking my arse. But nothing you can notice as we get deep in here, the sky is going black and dark, as is usual with evil things in these places. Oh, just as I kill the last one, another stealth one appears. New challenger has entered the arena. Let's use some javelins on him. That's it, in his eyeball. There we go. So this just basically curves back around to the right. So we're probably about halfway in there now. Sneak past it. Yep. Okay. And as we get deeper and deeper in there, our level of dread. Hello. Our level of dread's going up, so we're getting +3 dread at the minute, so that's reducing our maximum morale. That's giving us other kind of debuff effects, which you can see on your map ring there. So 85% max morale, reducing our healing received, reducing our damage dealt, increasing our damage received, and making our skills slightly less effective. But yeah, there is a nasty big shadow wolf elder in here. So before you see a wolf unlike anything you have ever seen before. Clearly this dire creature is the source of the evil you sensed. So let's kill it! Bring it down! Even though things are pretty much pitch black in here, so I can barely see anything, but whatever. I mean, this thing could probably bite my head off whole, but whatever. He's not too tough, so that's fine. Unlike them bloody trolls in the last one. Jesus Christ. There we go, defeated the Shadow Wolf Elder. So we have to talk to Fimagis. Where is Fimagis? Fimagis is back on the road that's near Thorenhad. So I will cut away and I will meet you guys there. Okay, so we're back then at Laurelin's camp, so we're going to speak to that elf, hand that quest in.
What do you need?
And we're going to get a new quest, which is talk to Elrahir or Eladan at Thorenhad. So for those of you who don't know, Elrahir and Eladan are Elrond's two sons. And they do actually have fairly big roles in the story going forwards. They weren't really cast in the movies, so if you're not familiar with the books, you probably never have heard of them. But in the books, they both went with the Grey Company, so the Rangers that went south after Aragorn to aid him, which again didn't really happen in the movies. But they were part of that company that went down south, kind of caught up with Aragorn roundabouts like Helm's Deep and well, just after the Battle of Helm's Deep, just before they went to Isengard, and then kind of basically went with him thereafter through the Pass of the Dead, through Gondor, up to Minas Tirith and all that. And that's actually covered in game, so we will be seeing quite a lot of them at the higher levels once we start gathering the Rangers of the Grey Company to head south, which is level 65 onwards. So, oh, hello. Stealth Wolf. Like, come in peace. There we go, don't have to fight it. So yeah, we'll be seeing a few more of them, a few more appearances from them a bit later on. But we're just going to have to go and see them, and they're probably going to tell us that, you know, things are not going too well at the minute, which is true. But these guys are also involved with Volume 1, Book 4, which I'm not really doing the epic story. I'm probably going to sit down at some point and bash out a load of the epic stories back to back, rather than doing bits and pieces here and there in the main series. The exception to that would obviously be the few times where I have to do that. So Volume 1, Book 6, I'll need to do it for Angmar for reasons that will be apparent when I think Tristana gets up there. She'll be doing the Angmar. And then after that, the ones to get into Moria will have to be done because they're physically required to enter Moria, the first book. But other than that, I'll probably keep the epic quests separate if I can. So anyway, what these guys got then, we can speak to both of them.
How can I be of service?
How can I be of service? You can give me XPs and quest rewards.
Will you lend me your ear?
So I've got to find somebody who is being chased by wolves apparently. And they are further eastwards at a camp. And I'm just wondering, because that's somewhere near the troll cave. But I'll meet you guys there in a second. Okay, so a bit east of Thorenhad then, and instead of going back to that troll cave, we're just slightly north of it, and there's this path going up the hill. So if we follow this up, we should hopefully discover... There he is, hidden in the mountains. What's up with you?
How can I be of service?
Ah, Hobbit. It is well for me that you have come, but perhaps not for yourself. This place is unsafe. Obviously.
A moment of your time.
That's pretty much a given. Search Ostfondel for the source of the evil Balthelion sensed. Let's grab that.
May I help you?
I have completed Deeds in the Wilderness Final, the questing deed for the Trollshaws. I think that gave something quite interesting. No, it didn't. Idealism. Innocence, I think, is the advanced one. Or is it the basic one? I don't know. And loyalty is one of the other ones it gives. Yeah, innocence, second tier is loyalty, third tier is idealism. But still, 3 TPs, can't really argue with that. And this guy is also a vendor, so if you need to sell any trash to lighten your bags, this is a good place to do it. So, where are we going? I think we're going up this hill and into here. And if I'm not mistaken, it's trolls in this one. It is trolls. Okay. Now these trolls are thankfully a bit less massive than the ones that are in the cave. 1.8k I can quite happily take. So the other guy at the back is just quite happily sitting there watching. I don't know, he's going to join in. That's a big rock. That is Not a nice view, and I really wouldn't want to be Tristana right now underneath that troll skirty kind of thing. Right, quest sections available. What have we got? Rolling stones. I see a pun there. So defeat stone trolls, yeah, that's fine. And the trolls of Ostfondel. Defeat the same amount of trolls plus 2. That's alright. Now sadly, because they are quite big and they do a reasonable amount of damage, I can't just Leroy 8 of them and slowly whittle them down with AoE. As much as I would love to try, it's probably not going to work with Tristana, since she's only a little babby warden. She doesn't have all the skills that I would like to be able to use. I'm probably going to have to sit down after this one and do a bit of regen, because going from one troll into the other one, it's probably not going to end well, because they are slowly whittling down my health. Oh, don't aggro it. Careful step. Go into stealth. Confuse it, because you're going to disappear right in front of his eyes. Cast ambush. There we go, he gets knocked down. Critical strike up the bum. And get into your damage rotation. There we go, and he's been chunked down a third of his health before he even gets himself off the floor. Lovely. There we go, look at that. This one got chunked. Right, next one. Can't careful step. Can't quite do an ambush, so we're just going to fight this one. What's happened? Not attacking. There we go. Lag. There we go. Right, this one. Oh! Don't go too close. Thought he was a bit further than that. Right, ambush. In his face. Go on. Chuck it. Whack. Knock him to the floor. Critical strike. That's 6, so one of the quests has just finished and auto-completed. But we need 2 more. And we still need to discover the source of the evil, which we haven't actually done yet. I think these trolls are just confused. They're like, what's this running about in our little place up here? Let's go a bit deeper. I mean, if they're not going to insist on fighting me, who cares? Worm white, that's new. I've never seen one of them before. So it's an undead worm. Don't javelin that, javelin this. Okay, ambush. Go on, in his face. Bang. Swept in straight off his feet. You are confronted by a creature most foul, a worm white. Bang. There we go. So this is an interesting looking creature. It's looking pretty nasty, isn't it? Oh, Jesus Christ. That's terrifying in first person. Kill it! Kill it with fire! Even though it's probably immune to fire because it's a worm. Yeah, we got this one under control. Bang. There we go. New deed, Worm Slayer. There is a Worm Slayer deed, which gives determination, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's Valor. I think Worms are determination. Yeah. There we go. Corrected myself before I made myself look a fool. We need one more troll on the way out, so let's just kill this guy. No! Oh, I thought she was going to let me off the edge then. That'd have been rude, especially since I would have probably landed on another troll's head and he would have been happy about that. There we go. So, if I mount up... So we need to go back and talk to Balthelion. We've also had a deed pop up on our tracker, which is Deeds of the Trollshaws. So this is going to be the Trollshaw region's complete meta deed, so if you complete all the questing deeds, you complete 1/3 of it. If you complete all the Slayer deeds, you complete the other third of it, and if you complete all the exploration deeds, you complete the other third of it. And once you complete all 3 of those, you're going to get a bit of marks, a loot box, a key to open it with, and some increased reputation. There's basically one of these like huge meta deeds for each region that will basically reward you with a loot box and a sturdy key if you complete all the deeds of that region. So they take a bit of investment, but depending on what you get out of the loot box, it may be entirely worth it. But let's see what this guy says. So he says go back to Eladan and tell him of all the evils that have gone on here. Crazy ass worm wights and stuff. So I will go back to Thorenhad and I will meet you guys there in a moment. Okay, so we're back at Thorenhad then. Just hand that into Eladan. Then Elra here is going to have a quest for us. And he says, defeat worms in Nantornieth, seek the white stone marking the correct trail. They like using these white stones, don't they? So this is going to send us northwards back into Nantornieth, so before we'd managed to pick up a quest to kill bears up there, so we can finally do that then. But I think we will stop this episode here then, and next episode we will head north. So see you guys then.